Hey, do you remember when the Munchkins in The Wizard of Oz had that little mantra? Follow the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road. It's all we've been hearing out of governors and so called politicians and our leaders making decisions about Corona. We have to follow the experts. We have to follow the science. Follow the science. Follow the science. Well, now the CDC, the Center for Dysfunctional Control, has come out and said there is no more any reason to quarantine after you traveled out of country or out of state. And funny, guys like Governor Cuomo, who have been telling their people if they even step one toe outside the state of New York, you will have to quarantine for weeks. All of a sudden, he's gone very quiet, even though science says you don't have to. Now, you all know how I feel about the so-called science experts. Remember, there was a time that science experts thought the world was flat. There was a time that science experts thought, hey, if you're feeling sick, we need to put leeches on you and bleed you and get all the bad poison blood out of your system because obviously that's what's contributing to you being sick. So now we have the so-called CDC. They're supposed to be the expert in what to do. They're the scientists. We're supposed to listen to science. Joe Biden said that he'll shut down the entire government if that's what science tells him to do, even though he doesn't technically, constitutionally, have the authority to do that. And you have other little would-be dictators like Governor Whitlis in Michigan, who has now been emboldened because she won in the court battle where the Republican legislation took her to court over the fact that, hey, look, after 28 days of an emergency, you've got to come to the legislative body and prove your case to keep enacting these draconian shutdowns. But a court in Michigan sided with the governor. And you know what they said? Well, a governor has the right during a declared emergency to take certain authority, certain control. And certainly during this pandemic, during this emergency, the governor is within her purview to do what she's doing without any type of legislative authorization. And you know why they said that she had the authority to do that? Well, because it's still a state of emergency. Let me explain what that means. It means a governor can declare an emergency, and then until that governor says the emergency is over, well, their dictatorial control can last to infinity and beyond, at least technically while they're still the governor. So, if, just for argument's sake, she had just been elected when the pandemic hit, and she declared all of these emergency shutdowns, lockdowns, can't do this, can't go here, gotta wear this, can't say that, can't gather, can't worship, can't nothing. She could technically, for 4 years, make that stick as long as she doesn't lift the emergency. What type of court ruling is that? That's like a pedophile, declaring themselves, hey, what I'm doing is perfectly fine because I'm the one that said I can't help my attraction. I'm the one that has declared this is not a problem for me. If it's a problem for you, that's too bad. I've declared this, and until I declare that I'm not okay, I'm okay, and I can keep doing what I'm doing. Do fat people police themselves when trying to lose weight? No, we get accountability partners. People like, our wives who say, get away from the refrigerator. You don't need that right now. We're just stuck in this lunacy, and we're being just given one cliche after another. And you got Joe Biden who's basically saying he will tank the economy. By the way, he's guaranteeing that he's going to raise taxes. He's going to. We've got to. So that's coming if you vote for him. And a never-ending string of draconian shutdowns. And you guys call Trump the dictator? But now the CDC has come out and said if you go to even Florida, dangerous, evil Florida, you don't have to quarantine. Bum, ba-dum, bum. Mike DeWeiner in Ohio. Well, we gotta wear the mask to flatten your curve and not get dangerous. But he's okayed high school football this fall. So let me get this straight. I gotta sit 16 feet apart from people and wear a stupid mask. But two 200-pound guys can grunt, sweat, and knock heads together, pound each other, roll around on the ground in a football game, which, by the way, I don't have a problem with. I think it's great. Let's get back to normal of all levels, all ways. There's no social distancing in football. You can't tackle somebody and social distance. They're not wearing face masks. They're wearing helmets. So can I just now wear a helmet into a store and I'm okay? All of this is about one thing and one thing only. The mask is not about your health. These governors do not care about science. This is nothing more than a mass indoctrination to see, don't miss this, who is compliant and who is a troublemaker. Who will go along and who needs re-education. Who do we need to be keeping an eye on? Those of us who don't wear masks, we're being identified as non-compliant, the troublemakers, the ones we got to watch out for, because at this point, the evidence is overwhelming. And if you are still so stupid to think that this is about health and you're wearing your mask, my daughter had an interaction today with someone that when they got out of their car to discuss with my daughter something, before they could get out of the car, they put a mask on, and then they put, those yellow gloves that you wash dishes in all the way up to the elbow, and, almost a hazmat suit. If you're that type of a libloon, and that's how you want to live your life and, live in a room that's lined with tinfoil, be my guest. Leave the rest of us alone, but, go do your weird thing by yourself somewhere. That's okay with me. It's a free country. But when you would start inflicting that lunacy on the rest of us, and these governors, it is not about your health. It is about control. It is about the fact that they are living like little wannabe dictators and czars, and they think that they are above. And Mr. President, please make sure that not only are you reelected, but on the day that you are declared the winner, with the stroke of a pen, make all of this go away. Hey, that's it for this little mini rant. Don't forget, tonight, the RNC 2020 starts. It is Trump's turn to now set the record straight. Oh, baby. Make sure you're a subscriber to this channel. Smack the bell and click the word all to get notifications of my next rant.